Welcome back. The transformation of human resources toward being more strategic and professional has implications for the competencies needed. Human resources professionals at all levels need the following: strategic knowledge and awareness of its potential impact, legal, administrative, and operational capabilities, knowledge of technology, and the ability to use it. As you continue exploring your interest in studying or developing a career in human resources, think of what tasks, what projects, training, or exposure may be at your disposal for you to be able to develop these competencies. A variety of jobs exist within the human resources career field, ranging from executive to clerical. As an organization grows large enough to need someone to focus primarily on human resources activities, the role of the human resources generalist emerges. Further growth leads to the addition of HR specialists, individuals who have in-depth knowledge and expertise in specific areas of human resources. The most common areas of HR specialty in order of frequency are benefits, employment, and recruitment, and also compensation. Today, many organizations value not only experience, but proven knowledge that human resources professionals can demonstrate by completing HR certifications. The most well-known certification programs for HR generalists are administered by the Human Resource Certification Institute, HRCI, which is affiliated with the Society for Human Resources Management, SHRM. The most widely known HR certifications are the Professional in Human Resources, PHR, and the Senior Professional in Human Resources, SPHR. Organizations seek to achieve and maintain a competitive advantage in the marketplace by delivering high-quality products and services to their customers in a way that competitors cannot duplicate. Strategies to do so may include revising existing products, acquiring new businesses, or developing new products or services using existing capabilities. The strategic planning cycle typically covers a 3 to 5 year time frame, and management considers both internal and external forces when formulating the strategic plan. The guiding force behind the strategic planning process is the organizational mission. So, what is the organizational mission? The planning process begins with an assessment of the current state of the business and the environmental forces that may be important during the planning cycle. Analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, known as SWOT analysis, is a typical starting point because it allows managers to consider both internal and external conditions. The SWOT analysis helps managers to formulate a strategic plan that considers the organization's ability to deal with the situation at hand. The planning process requires continuously monitoring and responding to environmental changes and competitive conditions. And as part of your assignments this week, you will be completing a SWOT analysis, and I will be providing details on this assignment before the end of this video, so please continue watching. Regardless of which specific strategies are adopted for guiding an organization, having the right people will be necessary to make the overall strategies work. Strategic HR management provides input for organizational strategic planning and develops specific HR initiatives to help achieve the organizational goals. So, how can human resources professionals demonstrate strategic thinking? First, by understanding the business. Knowing the financials and key drivers of business success is important to understanding the need for certain strategies. Second, focusing on key business goals. Programs that have the greatest relevance to business objectives should get priority. Third, knowing what to measure. Metrics are a vital part of assessing success, which means picking those measures that directly relate to the business goals. And last, preparing for the future. Strategic thinking requires preparing for the future, not focusing on the past, except as a predictor for the future. Another important task that HR professionals need to keep in mind to demonstrate strategic thinking is forecasting, which is using information from the past and the present to predict expected future conditions. Some of the examples of what can be forecasted by HR professionals include work injuries, turnover, training expenses, recruitment expenses, recognition expenses, to mention some. The demand for employees can be calculated for an entire organization and for individual units in the organization. The unit breakdown obviously allows HR planners to better pinpoint the specific skills needed than does the aggregated method. Demand for human resources can be forecast by considering specific openings that are likely to occur. The openings or demands are created when new jobs are being created or current jobs are being reduced. Additionally, forecasts must consider when employees leave positions because of promotions, transfers, turnovers, or terminations. So what if you don't forecast properly? What do you think will be the impression of your stakeholders if you are over budget? Again, it is very important to understand the business and the financials and develop strong relationships with other leaders in order to be that business partner who can contribute to the organizational business goals. Now, how does human resources measure that the strategies and initiatives implemented are truly making a positive impact? There are many ways of measuring the financial impact of the HR practices in an organization, and many challenges associated with doing so. Return of investment, ROI, is a common measure used by financial professionals to assess the value of an investment. Human resources metrics are specific measures of HR practices. A metric can be developed using cost, quantity, quality, timeliness, and other designated goals. Metrics can be developed to track both HR efficiency and effectiveness. Metrics and software have been combined to make analysis easier, but it is also an evolving area. Analytics can simply be a way to report certain metrics, or they can be a sophisticated predictive modeling designed to answer what-if questions about HR variables. A definition of human resources analytics that considers both extremes is as follows. Analytics is an evidence-based approach to making human resources decisions based on the basis of quantitative tools and models. Other ways to measure effectiveness of human resources strategies and practices are benchmarking and the balanced scorecard. Benchmarking is the process of comparing the business metrics and outcomes to an industry standard or best practice. Benchmarking is focused on external practices that the organization can use to improve its own processes and practices. When implementing benchmarking, managers should be careful to find organizations with similar contexts, cultures, operations, and size. An example of benchmarking within my industry, meaning hospitality, is comparing turnover rates within hotels of similar size, meaning similar number of rooms, similar number of employees, similar meeting space for functions, and location as well. The balanced scorecard is a framework organizations use to report on a diverse set of performance measures. It balances financial and non-financial measures so that managers focus on long-term drivers of performance and organizational sustainability. At my company, our balanced scorecard includes employment engagement, which will drive guest satisfaction, which will drive financials. Our balanced scorecard is aligned with the company's culture and business philosophy, which is putting people first. Organizational results in these areas determine if the organization is progressing towards its strategic objectives. So, it is time to learn what else you need to do before the end of this week. So, submit your initial post in the discussion board number 3 before Wednesday. This discussion board is titled The Human in Human Resources. Then read chapter 2 of the textbook and also complete on Blackboard quiz number 2. Complete a SWOT analysis of your current company or your current department, or your last company or department if you are not currently working. There is an attachment on Blackboard. It's a document that has been attached with further instructions on how to complete and submit this SWOT analysis once completed. Also remember that you need to complete at least 3 posts by the end of the week on the discussion board for this week's discussion. Have a fantastic rest of the week and see you next week.